Everybody, how you doing? Corey here, but not in the place that you're usually used to seeing me. I am in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, to be more exact, as you can tell by the beautiful blue sky and the palm trees behind me. And I'm on vacation. This is actually the last day of my vacation, and I got about 3 hours to kill, so I'm just getting myself one last mezcal margarita with tahini on the tip. Ah, that's good. And what am I doing on my vacation also? Working, sitting up here recording, streaming like I usually do. But you know it's not work. You know I love doing this. I'm addicted to this and I'm addicted to you. You're like my little pocket buddy. Wherever I go, just pull you out, take you with me. If I'm feeling lonely, you're right there for me. And since I had a couple of hours to kill before I have to leave, I decided to do exactly that. Pull you out, talk to you, and talk to you about one particular thing, because there was something that I saw as I was sitting by the pool, doing a little reading. And this caught me by surprise because, you know, I've been kind of out of the loop. Then over here, just kind of, I believe it or not, I did disconnect for a couple of days. So imagine my surprise when I get on the internet and I see that everybody's talking about your boy, the Flash. Flash, what did you do? Or what is it that you did not do? Everybody's talking about how the Flash is a disappointment. And listen, there were some things I was expecting with this movie. I'm not completely surprised, but I am a little taken aback by how much this movie did not reach its goals. I believe it was $55 million it earned this weekend for a $200 million plus something film. And some people are saying this is anywhere from a disappointment to a flop, and some people have actually even said disaster. Now, I don't know if I'll go that far with it, but disappointment, certainly, sure. So, you know, since I had some time to talk to you, and since I'm not doing a show on my regular time, and I should probably put something out there, I decided, let's have a talk about the old Flash, see what went wrong. And, you know, we already did our review for this. And I think that in our review, we actually pointed out a few things that contributed to this disappointment. But let's go into more detail now that we know how this movie actually performed. So they say the movie actually did lower than Black Adam. And Black Adam, I thought, made money, but they say that was a disaster also. Another DC film, by the way. So let's go ahead and explore the reason why this movie opened up so low and what contributed to those factors. And let's start with our first point, which is some people being surprised that this movie is a disappointment because this was not supposed to happen to the greatest superhero movie of all time. You know, we all heard it months ago. You know, Tom Cruise, he stopped jumping off of buildings and getting run over by planes and running the walls because he wanted to let the world know. He demanded a screening of this film and wanted to let the world know how great this movie is. Stephen King. I didn't even know Stephen King liked superhero movies. And he put it out there that you ain't gonna do any better than this. You know, people are saying, if you have superhero fatigue, then rest easy. Because there will be no more superhero movies after this. Because you won't do any better than this. Twitter loves everything that comes out. They get to see early. That don't matter. But, you know, we saw the movie, and with this discussion here, I'm not trying to tear the movie down. I'm not wishing bad things on it. I'm not trying to badmouth it, but we liked the film. We thought it was good. But it was by no means the best superhero movie ever, at least for us. And that's the problem too. It's all a matter of opinion. But when you start hyping your movie up as being the greatest of all time, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and failure before you even release it. Because for one, their expectations are going to be high. And when those expectations aren't met, then word of mouth is going to be tempered a little bit. And let's also consider the fact that there are some people, I knew plenty of people who said, you know what, they hyped this movie up so much, I got Flash fatigue now. Like, I haven't even seen the movie yet, it's not even out yet, and I feel like I'm good. You combine that with the word of mouth being that it is not the greatest ever, there's a lot of people who said, you know what, I can just wait for streaming. I can wait for it to come home. You know, from the very beginning, I knew this was hyperbole. From the very beginning, when people were saying that this was the greatest ever, how can you even say that when it's not even out and the majority of people haven't seen it yet? So you shot yourself in the foot with that one. I mean, I know it sounds good, it gets people excited, but if you can't meet that goal, and you're damn shit better if you were talking about it that much and hyping it up that much, if you can't do that, then you're probably going to be very disappointed, as we saw this weekend when the movie actually came out. And for a lot of people, was not the greatest superhero movie ever. Let's bring it to our second point, which is, what is the point? Now, for a lot of people, they know that the DCEU, that universe is ending. It's collapsing on itself. It's done. It's finished. And there's a lot of folks who feel like, well, you know what? None of this stuff made sense in the beginning. None of this stuff really connected. I mean, it's a good thing that you're ending on a high note, but my emotional investment is gone in this. You know, my excitement for this has left a long time ago. A lot of people now are excited for that new shit. Out with the old and with the new. Everyone's excited for James Gunn. James Gunn almost came in and killed this universe with his announcement of what he wants to do. And I can feel that. You know, there's this feeling with the DCEU that that was a whole disappointment. It was a nice experiment, nice try, but in the end, it was just a mess. And I think people are just kind of eager to move on. And as much as people were excited for The Flash, are happy that The Flash is one of the best, at least DCEU movies out there, you know, they want to move on. They want to get to that new thing. I mean, I'm kind of feeling the same way. I guess the big word with this is that it's inconsequential. Doesn't matter, which adds to the whole feeling of, well, you know what? I can wait for this to come home. I can wait to see this. Right now, bring me that new stuff. This brings me to my third and final point. I might have more after this, but as far as I know right now, this is the biggest one for me. And that is, you know what? If you were talking about you have the greatest superhero movie ever, and you are expecting big things for it, and you spent $200 million on it, and I'm being nice by saying that, I'm being conservative by saying that, I heard that is more. Look, if you got that much investment in this film, and you put special effects in there that look like shit, you kind of deserve what happens to you. And I'm a little insulted by this whole thing with the bad special effects, because did anybody see that post that went out? There's an article, several articles. There's a meme, there's all kind of stuff going out where the director said that, oh, no, wait a minute. No, you don't understand. Those special effects were bad on purpose. Don't play me like I'm stupid. Now that's just insulting. You know, now you put it on me. So that has been one of the biggest complaints about the movie. Even people who have been kind to this movie like us have said that the special effects in this look like shit. Straight up doo. And it's funny to me that they came out and said this on the day that most of the reviews start to appear on the internet and in the press. And a lot of them were saying that these special effects look terrible, horrible. A lot of people said they look like old video game effects. And now I feel like, you know what, is anybody buying this bullshit? Anybody buying this bullshit at all? That, oh no, I meant to do that. Out of here with that. So you mean to tell me that after you spend $200 million plus, and again, being very conservative here, you spend that much money on here and hype this up as being one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, and you purposely made your special effects in certain parts look like PlayStation 2 graphics? No, I didn't buy it then, I ain't buying it now. And I feel like I feel insulted. I feel like you're trying to play me stupid. I feel gaslighted in a way. If I was actually doing a review, I'd bring my rating down just because you're trying to play me like I'm dumb. But that, you know, I can kind of let this other stuff slide. I understand your marketing. You got to push it. You know, you got to hype people up. You know, this whole thing with the, you know, DCEU going out and maybe that affecting this film, I understand. You're trying to clean up. You're trying to do better. But this bullshit right here, you just straight up lying to my face. And seriously, I'm saying you're lying. Ain't no way around that. I'm going to spoil just a little bit right here, because anybody seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Here's another thing. It's not just that the special effects are bad, but they say the most special effects that are terrible. The worst special effects are reserved for one of the biggest parts of the movie. One of the parts that they hyped up the most. The big part where they had all the Superman, Superman and Flash and all those cameos at the end. All those eggs, those Easter eggs. You know, that if anybody saw the movie, you know, they brought out Christopher Reeves, they brought out Supergirl, they had the old Flash, the one with a church collection plate on his head. And then they brought out Nicolas Cage. Well, Nicolas Cage was actually, that one looked all right because Nicolas Cage looks crazy anyway. But those were some of the worst special effects in the movie. Those were terrible. They all look like zombies. You know, at the beginning of the movie, you saw it. They had these babies that were falling down and the babies look dead already. They look like little zombie babies. They look like little corpses. Cool, you know, whatever. That part of the movie was supposed to be funny. Nobody knows what babies are anyway. Nobody cared. I mean, they're babies, but nobody really gave a shit. But the part where everybody's supposed to get all nostalgic for all those old characters popping up, no. The movie was rushed, okay? I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. The movie was rushed. There was a lot of reshoots. There was already a lot of production problems going on, and they had to get the movie out. And I think it affected those special effects that went on. Damn, I'm sweating. I'm so mad. I'm sweating and dripping all over the place. I'm sorry, y'all. But that kind of pisses me off. I mean, you know, if you're gonna lie, at least come up with a convincing lie. I don't know which one it could have been for that, but don't play me like I'm stupid. Don't treat me like you're trying to give me a timeshare or something. So not only will I say that contributed to the disappointment, but you kind of deserved it for that. Come here, line your ass off like that. Anyway, people, that's all I have right now. That's the discussion I want to have with you. I got to get ready to go catch my plane. I'm gonna spend a little more time in the pool. Might get myself one more mezcal margarita before I go, and I will see you all back in Austin. Our regular double toasted time, regular double toasted schedule. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Love you all. And I will see you soon. Hey, stay toasty. Talk to you later. Oh, and if you like this video, press the subscribe button and give us a like. All right, see you later. Aloha. Adios. I haven't been to Hawaii yet. I don't know why I said that. You know what? Goodbye.